if you can't say thank you enough, then
Exactly.
then where are you? Like we're
Right.
only here by His grace and His mercy.
True. Hey, it's Deb, and this is Happy Hour with Deb, and today I have the privilege of sitting next to this incredible man, Keith Pauldo, right here from great state of Tennessee. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful.
It is wonderful to have you today.
It is a pleasure to be here.
I know we got a lot to dig into, you and I. Community developer. Let's talk about that.
Well, community development is as important to me as anything, because nothing speaks to how you value yourself, your life, your community, like being involved with the community.
Absolutely.
So, you want them to have the best of things. You also want to give them your time, because again, as we've grown up in the South, we know it takes a village.
Amen. It
So
really does.
in order to take a village, you have to develop that community,
Yes.
that camaraderie, that pride amongst yourselves, in
Yeah.
order to make each other feel that way.
How'd you get started in this? What drove you to this decision?
I've always been a team player.
Love that.
Like sports, football, basketball, baseball. I've always been a team player.
Right. Did you play in college?
I did actually.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but former all-conference linebacker at
Middle Tennessee State.
You know
Woo
it.
woo. We're proud of
Absolutely.
that. We're
You
repping
know
that.
it.
That's fantastic.
Always go middle.
Always. We've had some very cool people from Middle Tennessee State.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you were in college, what'd you study?
Business management, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so when you got out of college, what was the driving force between this passion?
Man, when I got out of college, I actually was working with a group home,
Wow.
at-risk youth kids.
Wow.
And it really showed me the power of actually being there. Being
Unbelievable.
someone just to be able to talk, someone to be able to just have a listening ear. And it really helped me develop understanding kind of triggers and cycles of how things take place.
Yeah.
And it made me start to realize just how much of life is our habits.
100%.
So it was really a big thing to understand those triggers and how most people, we want to feed that pig.
Yeah. Truth.
Personal, immediate gratification.
Absolutely.
So
We're a society with no patience right now.
zero.
I know.
We dance in front of the microwave.
Truth.
Wait, no food.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's-
I love that. It's so
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah, we want it now. Like
do.
What's the song? That slogan,
Right.
Mr. Wentworth.
Yeah, Mr. Wentworth.
I want it now.
I want it now.
It's-
Why do you think that is? What was the shift from, I'm 29. I'm joking, I'm not 29.
Oh, no,
but
you're
how the
wonderful.
generation, like the generational shift, how did that shift happen?
And to just be honest, it's just the more we become technological advanced, the more it speeds up everything.
Right.
And
Right. But
just
it also killed our social skills.
right that
Right.
that part, like it makes it hard for you to have a conversation one-on-one with somebody.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's just, if it's behind the camera, it's like, okay, I'm better. It kind of relieves their tension because they can hide the rest of the world versus being up close and personal.
Yeah.
So you get to see my whole entire body. You get to feel my energy that I give
Right.
off. Like it's a different type of.
I'm a
vibe.
people human.
Oh, man.
I thrive on people.
Me too.
Like if I had to just sit behind a camera all day by myself, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, it's something about being in, like I said, being in community.
Absolutely.
It's just, and I would go back to my basic principles on everything comes from the Bible.
Love this.
So one of the biggest scriptures that we have was Psalms 133. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in community.
Repeat that again. Say that again.
Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
That's
So
beautiful.
it's something about that, and again, it goes on to talk about the blessings that are upon it, and you just got to take hold of it.
Yes.
So that's my biggest thing is
And
to enjoy that.
gratitude.
Oh man, gratitude.
Don't wake up like I won. Be like I'm grateful for.
Listen, if you can't say thank you enough, then where are you? Like we're only here by His grace and His mercy.
Truth.
So that's in itself. Every day you wake up is that present.
Yeah, absolutely.
So take
I
advantage
start
of it.
every day with thanking for how blessed I truly am.
And that's the thing that everyone has, that everybody that wakes up, that hears the sound of a voice, that just is able to see something like you. When you wake up that next day, it is truly a miracle.
It's a blessing,
Like,
right? It's truly a
miracle.
blessing. We take life for granted, but so many that I hear, and my clients and everything, they're like, I immediately wake up in a bad mood. I'm like, that's your choice. Mm-hmm. Happiness is a choice.
Most definitely.
You know, and
mindset.
if that's the set of mind that you're rolling in, you're not going to have a good day. It's not going to work out.
No, not at all. Like if you literally just I'm in a bad mood, that's the negativity.
Right.
Like,
and that spreads like cancer
Get away
to
from me.
everything, and you know, because you can feel good energy in people.
That's what I was saying. That's the thing about being in a room without actually being right close to someone. Sometimes you miss that.
Oh,
and
truth.
That's,
I like thrive on that.
Yeah,
when I feel somebody with good energy, I'm like, can you sit next to me? Sterling. I'm like, can I be your best? Literally, he's mapping it out like a football play, the stuff we're learning. And I'm like, can I be your best friend? He's like, sure.
See, that's kind of why he understands me. My football.
Yeah.
It's a 90%.
Greatest sport ever, by the way.
90% mental.
It's 90%
90% mental. If you do the back work, as far as the studying of the play, studying of the other coaches, the other teams' tendencies.
Yes.
Like you have that. Like it's almost like you're in the backfield with the other team sometimes. It's just like that was
It is mental.
I used to thrive on it. Like it was.
I've worked with a lot of athletes just to like techniques on how to block out the noise. Mm-hmm. And kind of focus on that. It's really important.
And it's really, when it really boils down to it, it is just you taking control.
In every aspect of your life.
If you can own your life,
exactly.
What would that look like?
Right, exactly.
So yeah.
And when you make the decision to not let let any negativity live in your headspace, it's magical, right?
It moves mountains.
It truly does.
It moves mountains.
It really does. Because I believe that you can do and be anything in this world you want to be.
And that's the other thing. Like we all have been given gifts.
Every one of us.
We've all been given that gift. It's up to us to develop it, nurture it, and bring it out.
And
And that's the other part.
And spread it.
That's the community. So you keep doing this for me, man.
I know. I'm making this easy on you too. Anyway, what's your favorite color? No, I'm joking. Let's talk back more about community. Mm-hmm. So we knew how you got started. How are you bringing communities together? Who are the people you're working with? You know, what's the I mean, you're so humble.
Thank you.
And so kind. And I can just feel your kindness. So how are you putting this into play?
Really tending to look for nonprofits. Again, we all have to give back.
Truth.
There's no sense of keep lifting without bringing someone with you.
Amen.
That's what we were designed to do. So
absolutely.
I work with a lot of different nonprofits, and then like Sterling, I'm with his team as well.
Yeah.
And just looking to touch the next man. Like just come on, like hey, we can do this together.
We're stronger
we're
in
much
numbers.
Stronger. Again, we go back to teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Amen. It totally does.
So
I agree.
It's definitely my passion to talk with nonprofits, either getting started, have hit a bump in the road, or just looking like, okay, I don't know where to go from here. Okay, let's sit down and let's have a talk, and let's see what we can.
And you bring the marketing into this,
right?
Talk about that.
It's just most people are afraid to talk.
Right.
I'm not.
No.
So if you
I
want
know.
me, if you have something that you want the people to know about, tell me, and I'll tell them for you.
That's great.
So it's just about getting people out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
And
And the comfort zone with that, being afraid to talk, is the fear of being judged.
that's it. That's it.
Our biggest fear is, this is a statistic that came out of Harvard University.
Mm-hmm.
This generation, my 29-year-old generation, I'm going to keep going back to that.
You can have
I'm
it.
just
It's
going to
yours.
thank you.
It's
I'm going to wear
yours.
it like I own it.
Yes.
Our biggest fears were money in the bank, roof over our head, insurance. This generation's biggest fear, the thing that keeps playing over, the thing that keeps them up at night, is what other people think of them.
It's that social media.
I'm like, wow.
How
do you fix that? How do you go forward if you can never get out of your own way, or you're too afraid to get out of your own way?
And that goes back to those biblical principles.
Yes.
When you know who you are and whose you are,
Yes.
none of that matters.
Yeah.
Because he made you in his image.
Right. Exactly.
So if you were
What's
made,
the best way, in your opinion, to get that message to anybody that needs to hear it?
it's just constant affirmations.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning and you say thank you,
Thank you. Come from a place of gratitude.
come from the place of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you begin to speak life into yourself.
Right.
That's
talk to yourself kindly.
That's the content that we need to create.
Yeah, truth.
That is the actual content.
The dialogue
that we need to
you
create.
say to yourself can make or break your life.
Mm-hmm. And just like Sterling says, the time is now.
The time is now.
The time is now.
Yeah, I mean, so true. I mean, we've all hit some rough patches in our lives, We don't give ourselves grace.
Oh, we are the roughest on ourselves. And that's the part that I have come to, again, find that helps people the most.
True.
When you could just let them know, hey, man, I've been there.
We've all done it.
gone through
We've
that.
all, right.
Like,
I mean, I got into
don't
this line of
focus
work
on it.
because I was at the lowest point in my life. And my driving force was that anybody I could touch was never going to feel the pain that I was feeling.
Gotcha.
That's what made me go back and be a coach. I work with trauma and addiction, and the whole driving force is, how do I get you out of that to get you into a headspace where you can believe in yourself, because then you're limitless.
That's those habits.
Yeah, it's the
That's
habits.
those habits.
It's the habits.
If you can take those habits that harm you and replace
And
those,
don't give them any of the energy.
don't
Put
give
the
them
other
the energy.
right.
Put it into that stuff that makes you feel better.
Right.
Like that actually will promote you. When you look at it and say, hey, what can I do today that's going to help me 20 years from now?
Right. Here was before I went back to school and all this started, this was the pretty most important thing that hit me one day. I'm like, how are people going to talk about me at my funeral?
That's good.
I didn't want one person to say, Deb she had a lot of potential.
Les Brown has a quote.
Let's hear it.
He says, well, I don't think it's Les Brown. It's somebody else that he read. But he said the most expensive place in the world is the cemetery, where everybody's regret didn't go ahead and take that step.
Yeah.
And it's all full of potential.
Yes.
It's in the cemetery.
I tell clients this on the regular. You are one uncomfortable move from having anything you want in your life. And the uncomfortable move, you only got to do it once. That's it. That's not a lot of pain, right? If you're willing to do one uncomfortable action, you can open your entire universe.
Earl Nightingale says, "The man has not because he doesn't think."
Yeah.
If you spent 30 minutes a day thinking about what you want or what could be, or whatever profession
It's that
that
1%.
whatever profession that you're in, if you take that time to think about how you can make it better over the next 10 years, if you do that daily,
Yeah.
you just put yourself in the 1% of people.
Yes, truly. That's the 1%. Yes.
Like, that's amazing.
It is. It's very true. And it's not as hard as everybody makes it out to be. It's a lot harder sitting in pain.
It's just consistency.
It's consistency.
It's it. That's the hardest
and
thing.
Surrounding yourself with people like
community.
If that crowd is not right, your landscape is your life. It really is. Like if you're surrounding with people that are bringing you down, you're never going to function. It's just not going to work
at all.
The best gift you can give yourself is to remove yourself from that.
Remove yourself from the negativity.
Yeah, like control with all love, I'm tapping out.
Control what you can control.
Yeah, that's truthfully. Tell me about some of the nonprofits you've worked with.
The Way Community Fellowship.
Okay.
That's one of I have down in my hometown. I'm actually working with a group right now. We don't want to say exactly who we are.
That's okay.
Because we're in the process of putting all of it together.
That's great.
And just like the Knights is a group in Murfreesboro.
That's awesome.
About the kids. All about the youth, getting them playing sports and everything of that nature. So the Kings as well.
Right.
So it's a lot that's going on at the exact same time.
That's fantastic.
And it's really exciting where we're
That's
going.
just so fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I think we want to develop young people because it's a lot easier to teach them right than fix the wrong. And I think that's something that, when I was growing up, it was like, just do what you're told. You know what I mean? Like, gotcha. That's it. Like, I'm just going to need you to do what you're told, and that's it. We don't understand the impact of words.
Oh, man.
And actions and sights. It boggles my mind that we're so joyful for this brand new life, right? But we're not cultivating it correctly.
It's not. We're not embracing the now.
Yeah.
It's all about living in the moments.
Yeah.
Creating the memories.
Yeah.
It's something to be said about how somebody makes you feel.
Of course.
Yeah.
It is. And tradition is a huge part of that.
Oh my goodness, tradition. Yes. What are your foundations?
Right.
What are you based on? Again, not to say that all traditions are great.
Right.
But you do take inventory on the ones that are.
Yeah.
And you build on them.
Right. And if you're like, when you're working with somebody, like you're talking to somebody and what's the best advice that you can give somebody to not only mind shift, but change their landscape?
I would say to study the word, study that word. That's our biggest advantage.
Yeah.
We were built in the image. So what better blueprint to follow? You got
stick with what works.
You got a manual there.
Yeah. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Don't break it at all.
Right.
Just follow. Like we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Truth.
Just build upon it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you work with some young people too.
Yeah.
And or this is it. Are you telling them that this is?
Oh man, this is if wherever you want to go. If you follow this, your heart's desires are yours.
Yeah.
That's it. Like you have that opportunity.
It's hard work to get people at a low point to believe in themselves.
It is. But that's where it comes from consistency.
Absolutely.
Because they haven't heard it enough.
Truth. I mean,
because they haven't heard it enough, they can't convince themselves to hear it. Faith comes by hearing.
Yes, and consistency. You're 100% right. It is, and I don't think we can say it enough to like be kind to yourself, give yourself grace. Yes. I mean, I tell people, I work with a lot of unresolved trauma, and I'm like, I only need the backstory once, because we're not going back there.
Man,
that doesn't matter to me.
Powerful.
Like I need it so I know what approach to take, but we're not setting a place at the table for that. It's my job to move you forward. and to empower you to know that that happened and that's horrible, but it is your responsibility to clean that up
Absolutely.
because we have a whole world of people out there that we need to touch.
Yeah. Like your story of overcome is not for you.
Right.
It's not for you. It's
No.
for the next person.
Yes.
Like it's for the next person.
Yeah.
Your story is to help that next person take that next step
Yeah.
because you've already had the experience.
Right. Why do you feel that so many people stay in victim mode?
It's comfortable. We are in a place where we are willing to live in comfort in hell
True.
than seek unknown heavens.
Yes. It is so, I hear, I can't. And I'm like, all you're saying to me is you won't.
Oh, that takes me back. My grandmother used to tell me this all the time. Kate got killed.
I love that.
That's her favorite line. Kate got killed.
Yeah.
No, we're not saying that.
Yeah. I mean, I raised my daughter. I'm like, if we're not allowed to say we can't. What you can say to me is, how do we figure this out together?
Yeah. What do I need to do to help?
Right.
Get this right?
What can we do? That's so fabulous that you work in community, and that's the idea.
Yeah.
Even with my clients, I'm like, we're a team. I believe in you. It's my job to teach you to believe in you.
That's basically, to me, that's work. That's kingdom work.
Truth.
So when you following in kingdom work, that's what we're doing. We're helping you believe in you.
Yeah.
Because
really.
that's the biggest thing. As a man thinketh,
Yeah.
so is he.
Right.
So like that's where we want to understand, and if I can get you to understand, if you can believe in yourself, we'll knock doors down.
Right. It's that one uncomfortable action.
That's it.
I'm like, come on over here. I'll yank that Band-Aid for you.
That's it.
But I'm going to tell you, I wore a Band-Aid for a long time.
And some people do. And that's not anything to be worried about.
Yep.
Like, again, see, you have a story that I can tell you, hey, I held on to mine for this long.
Right.
But I got over it.
I got over it.
I
hit a point in my life where I didn't even recognize myself. And I'm like, this clearly isn't working. That's when the funeral concept came to me. What is my daughter going to say at my funeral? What are these people that have supported me and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself? What are they going to say? Why did she not get out of her own way? Why she had so much potential and she didn't do it? And that thought terrified me.
Look, that's what got me here today.
Yeah.
The thought of not being able to tell my story,
Right.
the thought of not being able to let people know my true intentions. Like, no, I can't let that pass. Like,
Were you always like this? Did you grow up this way, like believing or?
I was a believer, but I got to a point where I lost my way. Kind of like you. You hit your bottom place and it's like, Lord, I don't know what else to do.
Right.
So
I didn't.
Yeah, and
Truly.
that's-
But I knew, and at that point you don't have a lot of energy to do much.
Not at
you know?
all.
Not
It's
at all.
very-
I don't think I
it's very
ever was like a
lethargic.
victim. I was very private about it because it's embarrassing and it's
Right.
weak.
Right.
And that's not how I wanted to be perceived.
Right.
Then I realized when I changed it, the people around me changed. My joy was infectious to other people, and it opened a whole nother world for me. And I look back now and I'm like, how did you survive through that? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. God showed me where to go.
That's the biggest thing as well. Like just trusting.
Yeah.
You gotta trust and know that every day. I have a saying that I like to say, and it wasn't mine, but I adopted it. And it's you wake up every day. Gratitude. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Yes.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Yes.
1% better every day.
That I teach that to people when they're like, I can't, I'm tired. And listen, I've been in a low place.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the energy just to get yourself out of bed in the morning. I'm like, success is built, right? If you can do 1% better today than you did yesterday, you've made a huge 1% of your day is equal to 15 minutes. You're going to go to work that for somebody else that you probably don't even like or want to do to make them money, but you won't spend 15 minutes on chasing your dreams
At all.
That's like
Jim Rome has a saying. He was talking to this waiter, and he was like, "Have you found the opportunity that's going to change your life and your family's life? And if you answer no to that, are you still looking for it?"
right.
So if you answer no to both of those, then you have to realize those are some of the most important questions you can ever ask yourself.
Amen. They are truly the most important questions you can ask
And
yourself.
the moment that you realize that you need to chase after that, your life will immediately change.
Immediately change.
Yeah.
You know, especially with this younger generation, it's like, well, how much money am I going to make? I'm like, if you do the right thing, the money will come to you.
Absolutely.
Like, don't focus on the money.
Become a high value person.
Yes.
Becoming a high value person.
Yes.
Being able to have a conversation with someone to be able to uplift their day.
Amen. That's so true. I love that. When I meet people out, people are like, hey, do you sell that energy? Is there a little bottle? I'm like, I just gave you a little taste. Take that ball and run with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because people are drawn to people that make them feel, I want every human being to live to their fullest potential every day.
We are the same.
Yeah, every day. And if you need a cheerleader, sign me up.
I'll be it every day.
Sign me up.
Where's my pom-pom?
Right, amen. You know my pom-poms are Eagles green, though. You feel that, right?
Hey, blue and white,
Right. I mean, we certainly need to tell the viewers and the listeners that now we're dear friends, right?
Absolutely.
Now we're family.
Absolutely.
You and I are on the same bus.
That's
the
it.
Inspiration bus.
The energy bus. We are on it.
Right. What can I help you to do to change your lack of knowledge in football?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
It's out of love, my friend.
I'm going to let you have it.
That's out of love.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, no.
Who thinks our next podcast is going to be outside of AT&T Stadium, you and I?
I think
with
that
like
would be
swoop
great.
in the background.
I think that would be outstanding.
Right.
That would be the time of our lives to just live that out. That would be great.
I mean, I'm a giver. That's my job as a healer.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that all your facts are straight.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I just want to help you. I bring you the promised land, my friend.
I got you.
All right.
But we're coming.
I'm willing
We're
to bring
back.
you a cheesesteak.
I'm just glad y'all finally got one.
Sir, you don't even know.
I'm just glad y'all.
And then I'm like, you screw this up, that's on you.
Like the NFC East was waiting on y'all.
Yeah, truth.
Yeah, we were
And
waiting on
you
y'all.
remember when the NFC East, they were the powerhouses.
Absolutely.
That was it. Like nobody wanted to play them.
Nobody. And I tell everybody, the NFC East is the best football
Ever.
conference ever.
Ever.
Nobody can deny that.
Right.
The proof is in the numbers.
Right. It's very true.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to have to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
Let's keep it real. Cowboys quarterback, great season. Statistically, great season.
Right.
What happened?
Everybody wants to put that on the Cowboys quarterback.
I'm not putting it on the quarterback.
I'm just telling everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
ain't gonna
sure.
say everybody.
It's easy to hang. It's easy to hang the ringleader.
Right. It's so easy to do that. But
Right.
if we focus on the entire thing, it's got to mean more to everybody.
Agreed.
And that's just the part that I'm not seeing for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's just got to mean more. And once they decide to take that next step and say, okay, hey, no matter what, we're going to remember who we are
Right.
and we're going to give it everything we got.
Right. Because, you know,
Leave
we
it all
fell
out there.
apart at the end.
Right.
We fell
Right.
like there was never one game that they dominated. So I knew we were heading down that train.
I thought that they would. I thought the Eagles would actually change it around a little bit, but they went the opposite direction.
To me, that's a coaching problem. Everybody needs a good coach.
Everybody needs a good coach.
And that, to me, that's a coaching problem. If that's not working, and you got that, Philadelphia has some talent.
Very much so.
I mean, if that's not working, that's a coaching problem.
Yeah, and that's where I'm so frustrated with the Cowboys.
I know.
Because
I'm living around them. Living there. I'm like, are you sad? Let me get you a tissue.
Yeah.
Been a couple years since Super Bowl. I have people that like live in my area. I'm like, you weren't even alive the last time they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and they're like, you're 29. I'm like, oh yeah.
Our coaching just happens to be in the box all the time.
Yeah.
And he likes to talk a lot.
Yes.
And
yes.
He's rubbed off.
If
on
Jerry
everybody.
Jones, I know you're listening and you're huge fans, but like, Dad, let the coach coach.
Let him coach.
I mean, you're paying them the money.
Like that's what you
go look good with a martini in your bougie box.
You're supposed to delegate.
Truth.
Please delegate.
You can't be everything.
Call me if you need to.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Could I be you're on your coach? Can I be on your coaching team?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to wear an Eagles jersey.
Listen, that's fine as long as we get the results.
That's it. Listen. I only work with badasses.
That's what
if
I'm
you don't have badass
about.
qualities, you can't be on my life.
That's it. So we just got to knock it out the park, and they'll understand. Like again, you guys recently won a Super Bowl more than we have.
Right.
So you know the blueprint better than we do
right
now.
That's the only thing I got going living in
Yeah.
Frisco to tell you. Is they're like, we have 6. I'm like, what have you done for me lately?
That's it.
Because, you know.
That's
all
it.
right, so being a Cowboys fan, tell these viewers why we hate Philadelphia. Not me. I love Philly.
It's just a whole disdain of, again, we play each other twice a year, every year.
And we do.
Because of that, we have some heated rivalries.
Yes.
And the fact that some of the best football players
coming out of that.
to ever play the game
Right.
have come out of this, you have no choice but to hate each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a very funny story. The building I live in at the Star in Frisco, there's a couple players living there. I was talking to a rookie at Christmas, right, at this Christmas party. And he said, I'm going to be on, of course, they're like, oh my God, there's 2 Cowboys there. You want them on your podcast? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to like me. I'd love to have them, though.
Right.
They're really super cool kids, amazing kids. And come in, and they're like, everybody in the building. They're like, that's Deb. She's from Philly. I'm like, well, I might as well live to them damn standards. That's how I'm going to roll. This is what the one said to me. He's like, ma'am, I'm going to tell you, we have a one-day training on how to deal with the fans and the crowds in Philadelphia.
Wow.
I was like, how do I get the exclusive on that?
Right.
What do I got to do?
Right. Like, let me be that person.
Right.
Because I am that fan.
Right, and it does. It really, like, brings it. You throw batteries at Santa Claus. I'm like, oh, good God, that was so many years ago. Stop it.
Hey,
it's a blue-collar city.
It's amazing to witness that it's so mind-blowing to take part in all of that. When you get to go to those stadiums and actually live those days out, it's something
the
special.
energy in there is like it's. I've been to a lot of many games, obviously in Philly. I've been to many games at AT&T Stadium. And, it's so funny. I always think, I'm like, okay, if you're in Philly, you can turn your sweatshirt inside out that you wore the night before. You don't even have to brush your teeth. Throw on a baseball hat, drink a canned beer, and eat a cheesesteak. When you're in Texas, you got to go to your hair appointment, nail appointment, be prepared to drink Manhattans in the afternoon.
It's a fashion
Just
show.
A different vibe.
It's a whole fashion show.
Just a different vibe.
Yeah.
And I think from Philly, like when we drop our mustard,
Right.
we're not getting napkins.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. And back when I first fell in love with the Cowboys, we had that same energy.
Yes.
We had
Roger
that same-
Staubach era?
Yeah, it was more so the era when Herschel Walker came.
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker came out of Georgia, which I'm from, a little town called Dublin, Georgia.
Love that.
But he's from Wrightsville, Georgia, which is probably 15 minutes away from each other.
Right.
So I kind of got the whole thing, I want to be like Herschel Walker.
Who doesn't?
And so he signed with the Cowboys,
Yes.
and I became a fan. And then he got traded,
Yeah.
which brought us the Super Bowls.
Right.
So I've been a fan ever since.
I have to tell you, Tom Landry, probably the classiest man ever.
He's pretty up there.
I mean, probably that was the face of the Cowboys for so
Right.
long. So, you know, when I was growing up, it was America's team, you know, and who didn't want to emulate that? Because this stellar hero is running this, you know, because they're no doubt they're marketing. I mean, you're in marketing, sir. They're marketing geniuses.
They were amazing.
They still are.
They were, yeah. I mean, again, highest paying franchise
Yep.
in the world.
Biggest known
Yeah, as
team
far as
in the world.
NFL, like it's no hands down part to it, and that's also the problem.
Truth. It is. Right. I'm
Because
like, just let back.
as-
I'm like,
as
I'm
long
going to
as they
say, as an
get the
Eagles
money.
fan, I hope he lives to 170 years old.
I just hope he lives too, but I just really hope he gives somebody else that job.
That dude's going to be on an oxygen tank still calling plays from that bougie booth.
Like somebody,
That's going to happen.
Somebody please take this job away from
Right.
him. Like,
Exactly.
please.
I know. Just look cool.
That's it.
There's a great steakhouse in this place at the Star, right? It's called D. Lincoln's. It's
Okay.
very good food, cool vibe, you know. When he comes in, they literally move people out of the way. Like, I'm like, that's some rock star status. Like, damn, people got out of his way.
Yeah.
I had to roadblock him. I had to. No, I'm joking. I would never tackle Jerry Jones.
Please don't. I think they might come get you if you do.
I'm not even.
Like,
I can't afford a lawyer to fight that.
Like
There's not. It's not like a-
they might come get you if
They
you
might,
do that.
right? They're gonna bury. There's a lot of open land in Texas. I'll be buried. No one will have any idea where I live.
She said it.
That's true. There's a lot of open land in Texas. A lot of open land. How do these listeners, these viewers, how do they get in touch with you? How do they get your energy? Can somebody reach out, thinking about nonprofit starting? Help me grow this. Help me spread these just incredible words you've said.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram. Ask for Pauldo. That's ask the number 4, and then my last name Pauldo. That's Waldo with a P.
Love that.
But we spell it with the AU like
Does
Paul.
anyone ever say to you, "Where's Pauldo"?
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. And a lot of times I'm kind of like that because I'm in and out and I'm moving around so much.
My friends in Philly call me Waldo because they're
Wow.
like, "Where the heck is Deb?"
Yeah, I move around quite a bit as well.
When we do our next podcast, you and I are getting striped shirts, right? Red striped shirts, matching red striped shirts.
I'm with it.
We're so doing it.
Definitely.
And so Instagram, website, where can they get chance with you?
The Instagram, my website is under construction right now.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna just go with the Instagram.
So anybody that wants to reach out to start building this sense of community to change landscapes can call and talk to you.
Absolutely, you can call me. My number is 615-428-2265. I'm not afraid to pick up the phone. If I don't, that just means I'm in the middle of doing something else, and I'll
You're
get
just
right
making
back.
another miracle happen.
That's
You'll
it.
get back to that
That's
miracle.
it. It's
You're
coming.
going to get back. I cannot even tell you what an incredible pleasure this has been to have you on the show.
And the pleasure right back.
I
at you.
feel honored and privileged. Last question. You're going to come back and tell us more fabulous stuff, right?
Absolutely.
'Cause
I
we're
can't
gonna-
wait.
Red shirts,
We're gonna
outside Cowboy Stadium.
Oh man.
I'll
Where?
bring in the cheese sticks. I'll have them flown in.
That'll be great. I
Right.
just make sure I have my cowboy hat.
That's it. That's right. Red and green. That's it. As long as we got the matching Waldo.
That's it.
I
That'll
think
be perfect.
we got to brand that. I think
we
more
should.
people are going to be like, I want those Waldos. How do we get them?
I
Waldo and
think-
Pauldo, I want them.
I think that would be absolutely
Then we
perfect.
could maybe start a rock band. Let's not go crazy. Let's just heal people first.
Wait a minute. See, look, visionary is my favorite. Don't do me like that. Wow.
I don't even think, when people like think small, should we go to a restaurant? I'm like, can we buy the restaurant? I'm like, if we owned it, we could sit wherever the hell we wanted.
Anywhere.
I don't need them to tell me I can seat you at 8:30.
We can block off the area.
We can get an entire room in a red and white striped, and then let people try and find us in the background.
That is amazing.
That's thinking big, right?
That's amazing. I'm for
My
it.
friend, you're a joy.
It was
I'm
a
happy
pleasure.
for our friendship now.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I appreciate it.